Welcome home to philosophy, where we wonder about everything and anything is possible. Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Corey, the Laughing Philosopher. Life is complicated. The world is complicated, and you are complicated. Figuring out how to live a happy, meaningful life, guided by wisdom and reason, is not easy. Is life a game? What is love? Should I fear death? Is this a just world? Almost from the moment of birth, you've been told how to behave, how to fit in, and how to fulfill other people's expectations. You fear that you will lack importance or cease to exist in the lives of others if you think for yourself and question the rules and roles you've been told define you. Wisdom and reason will remove this illusion so you can live authentically in the world around you, find your true purpose, and become your real self. Welcome to episode 89. Why do we keep tripping on life's same banana peel? Making the same mistakes again and again? Time to stop. How would you cure a headache? Would you buy yourself a pair of expensive shoes to relieve the pain? To get rid of a stomachache fast, would you purchase a luxury sports car? If your best friend was diagnosed with brain cancer, would you lift her spirits with all the Fritos she can eat? What is the best way to stop a toothache quickly? Is it to adopt a dog? You do the same kind of crazy things on a daily basis. And why? It's the same reason you can't stop repeating your mistakes. Shortcuts. You make mistakes and you try to learn from them so you don't repeat the same mistakes or similar mistakes. So, why do you fail to learn from past errors? Why do you keep repeating the same mistakes? You are like a broken Coke machine. No matter how many times you push the button, and no matter how hard you kick the machine, it just continues making the same mistake. You are always late for important appointments. You can't stop judging people based on first impressions of beauty and sex appeal. You always postpone important tasks and responsibilities for the last moment. You make promises you know you can't keep. You fall in love with the wrong person time and time again. You grow bored with the right person over and over. You perceive good qualities in other people that aren't really there. And you fail to see bad qualities that are right in front of your eyes. You regularly follow the bad advice of strangers, but ignore the good advice of people who love and care about you. You're always building walls where you might have built bridges and finding enemies where you might have found friends. Why can't you stop? The trouble is shortcuts. And the way to the cure is inside your coffee machine. You are a social being. Your biography is social. It takes two other humans just to create you. At the moment of birth, you are thrown into the social world. People are everywhere. Relationships are risky and dangerous. And society is unimaginably complicated. Sensations and perceptions flow into your consciousness without rest and without end. It's easy to feel confused about how to think, feel, and act. It's easy to feel overloaded and overwhelmed. It's easy to feel exhausted and burned out. So, we filter out some of it. We wear a veil over our conscious mind that filters out some of these sense experiences. We only perceive some of the world. We only perceive the stuff that repeats. We perceive regularities, patterns of behavior, and cause and effect relationships between people and things. We connect the dots and create a picture of the social world that's more simple and uncomplicated, so we can navigate its risks and dangers safely and successfully and unharmed. Whenever something happens that we don't understand and can't make sense of, we fill in the gaps in our picture with stuff from other situations we already know and feel comfortable and familiar with. We then believe in this made-up, manufactured picture as if it's the real-life world. We believe in this dumbed-down picture and act as if it's the truth. True for ourselves and true for everyone else. As if there's no difference between a picture of an umbrella and a real umbrella. And what we believe is real, we see. And what we don't believe is real, even though it's right in front of our eyes, we don't see. Still, this dumbed-down picture of society is just a shortcut. It is a fantasy and an illusion. It's actually a picture of an umbrella, not a real umbrella. Shortcuts do help you make important decisions and choices undeterred by the complexities of real life. But shortcuts also lead to repeating mistakes and errors. Once this imaginary picture is created and established, it's very difficult to change and correct and free from faults or errors. The more you take the shortcuts, the more permanent and firmly fixed the shortcuts become, and the more likely you are to keep repeating the same mistakes. And yet, shortcuts are necessary. You fear you will be lost and confused without them. You fear what will happen to you. Even though you may deeply desire to change your bad behavior, you just can't do it. You backslide by the same shortcuts into the same bad habits and bad behavior, leading to the same mistakes. Your mind is biased toward the shortcuts you've used in the past, even though these shortcuts resulted in bad behavior, bad consequences, and regrets. Even though you are forced to face up to reality that contradicts and falsifies your picture of the world. even though new knowledge and information would prevent repeating the same mistakes. You just deny it, discredit it, and it is always overridden by the shortcuts. Humans have a natural resistance to and fear of change. We embrace the comfortable and familiar, and fear the new and unfamiliar. Your feelings and emotions can be bad shortcuts. Feelings and emotions are not things that happen to you, like being drenched by the rain as it soaks through the tear in your umbrella, or like being laid off by your employer for reasons unrelated to your job performance. You are not overcome with sorrow, or overcome with joy, or overcome with grief. You don't surrender to your emotions. Your feelings are not things outside yourself to be either controlled or controlling. Your emotions are not things you need to fight and defeat for control of yourself. You are not Star Trek's Mr. Spock. Your feelings of happiness or unhappiness don't just happen because you get enough of or don't get enough of something you really want. Your feelings and emotions are simply shortcuts. The human brain uses feelings and emotions to do an important job. The human body is complicated, too complicated for the individual to continuously check and audit. Your conscious awareness is too busy leaping from perception to perception like an untamed monkey. So, your brain uses feelings and emotions as a shortcut to summarize its measurement or reading of what's happening in your body. In a state of depression, as an example, serotonin levels are reduced, so you feel unhappy and pessimistic. As the amount of serotonin available to brain cells increases, you begin to feel happy and optimistic. Your positive and negative feelings are shortcuts used by your brain to report to you what's happening in your body. Feelings such as joy, anger, and sadness are just shortcuts used by your brain in order to summarize what's going on inside you. A highly specific sum total of physical and chemical interactions in your body that you don't need to understand or bother with produces each of your feelings and emotions. The problem, though, occurs whenever your emotions lead to bad behaviors and bad activities that you don't actually want to engage in, or that don't actually work to benefit yourself. The solution, though, is inside your coffee machine. Dopamine, as well as serotonin, are molecules that send signals throughout the human body and determine how you feel. Whenever dopamine is released in your brain, you experience feelings of pleasure, satisfaction, desire, and reward. Serotonin creates a longer lasting feeling of happiness and well-being. So, whenever you feel happy, how do you behave? What do you do about it? Do you eat ice cream? Do you purchase a gift for your wife? Do you take your dog for a long walk in the woods? Do you help a homeless person? And whenever you feel sad, how do you behave? Do you drink heavily? Do you blame others? Do you overeat? Whenever you feel rejected by someone close to you, what do you do? Do you blame yourself? Do you promise yourself to change? Do you plead for forgiveness? Do you curse the gods? How do you cure yourself of creating bad shortcuts and repeating your mistakes? How do you stop yourself? The way to the cure is inside your coffee machine. Have you ever really watched your coffee machine as it brews a cup of coffee? A normal coffee machine will brew hundreds of cups of coffee over the course of its useful life. The 1,000th cup of coffee will be identical to the first cup of coffee. And yet, the coffee machine brews the other 999 cups of coffee just as if it's the first cup of coffee. To be absolutely clear, the coffee machine is not repeating 999 times the brewing process for the first cup of coffee. It is not duplicating or imitating or reproducing the process of brewing the first cup of coffee. It is not copying or replicating or emulating the first cup of coffee. It's not that the first cup of coffee is original and authentic, and the second cup and all of the later cups are derivative and counterfeit. The coffee machine brews each and every cup from the first cup to the 1,000th cup, just as if it's the very first cup of coffee it has ever brewed. Not from our perspective, but from the coffee maker's perspective. Every cup of coffee actually is the very first cup ever brewed by the machine. The coffee machine brews one cup of coffee over and over for the first time. Inside your coffee machine is top secret knowledge of how to stop repeating your mistakes. The past is a dream. It already happened. It doesn't exist. The future is a fantasy. It hasn't happened yet. It doesn't exist. Why do you believe the past exists? All physical evidence of the past only exists in the present. Even your memories of the past only exist in the present. Bertrand Russell, Wittgenstein's mentor, pointed out that no one can prove the universe wasn't created 5 minutes ago, complete with false memories of the past and physical evidence of an older world. Russell didn't claim this already happened, just that it is logically possible. And yet, if this already happened, then the past, though an illusion, would feel just as real to you as it feels right now. Your coffee machine has no past and no future. Your coffee machine exists in the timeless present, the now. The now is the only true reality. The now is where everything happens, and it is always now. The coffee machine brews every cup of coffee in the now. And now, every cup is the first cup. Your feelings and emotions are nothing more than shortcuts. The problem is how you cope with them and how you choose to react to your feelings and emotions. You react with the same bad actions and activities again and again. Your feelings and emotions lead to patterns of behavior. Some of these patterns don't benefit you and are actually harmful to you. You don't really want to engage in these bad behaviors, but you do, unthinkingly and unreflectingly. You can't help yourself. Your bad behavior is automatic. You repeat the same mistakes over and over. A headache, stomach ache, toothache, and brain cancer are all caused by specific chemical interactions in the body. And yet, the same kind of specific chemical interactions cause fear, sadness, anxiety, depression, joy, and all other extreme feelings and emotions. And where our chemistry leads, we follow. Wearing an emotional leash is almost universal among humans. And it's absurd. Eating ice cream whenever you feel depressed is absurd. Hugging your dog whenever you feel happy is absurd. Just as absurd as buying an expensive pair of shoes to cure a headache, or adopting a cat to stop a toothache, or overeating Fritos to cure brain cancer. How do women reinvent their look after a sad, emotional divorce? After a divorce, just say, "I do," to a new wardrobe. How do men react to the distress and anxiety of growing older? After a certain age, just say, "Sold," to a new Lamborghini luxury sports car. How do both sexes react to the depression and fear caused by old age? Cosmetic surgery. How do lottery winners react to the joy of sudden wealth? Blow cash with careless spending on yourself and extravagant gifts for family and friends, and go bankrupt within a few years. Making the same mistakes over and over again? The solution is, stop the same feeling from taking you to the same place. Feeling happy or sad? Think before you choose what to do. Choose what to do before you act. Act on the feeling again and again for the first time, like a coffee machine. Life is filled with choices. Your freedom to choose is wider and deeper than you think or care to admit to yourself. You are not born kind. You choose to be kind. You are not born greedy. You choose to be greedy. You are not born a good person or a bad person. You choose to be good or not. It is human, all too human, to manufacture cause and effect explanations to justify why you couldn't have behaved any differently. These made-up explanations may comfort you as a kind of spiritual aspirin, but such explanations willfully ignore the fact that you possess a total, absolute freedom to choose that cannot be avoided or escaped from. You always have a choice. You can say no to your shortcuts. You can say no to your emotions. You can say yes to your inner coffee machine and freely choose again and again for the first time. Choose differently. Choose wisely. Choices that don't harm but benefit you. Choices are scary things. You can only choose once. And once you've chosen, you own it. And it's yours to celebrate or regret forever. Be good. Thank you for listening. I hope you will take what you've learned and be a better person. Think for yourself. Question everything. Accept nothing that does not agree with your own reason and good sense. And I promise you, despite its sham and drudgery, you will get on pretty well in this crazy world. I'm Dr. Robert Corey. Until we meet again, be good.